Yeah, hello and welcome to Banter Blitz. I already was in view for a split second. I didn't quite understand the technique there. Anyway, I'm live now. Thanks for tuning in for an early morning show, at least if you're in Europe. Whoa, we got a huge Twitch audience. How is this happening? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, welcome to the show. So let's get started and play some games. I already have a couple of, I have a couple of challenges coming my way. And yeah, first of all, I have to terminate the game against Claudia. I'm on at this time because, let's play Andre here, because Magnus is playing an earlier time than he usually should do, because I think he's paired with Ding, and due to the time difference, they decided to play a little bit earlier. This is just my take on things. Magnus is playing in 2.5 hours, so I'm basically doing like a warm-up show for that for 90 minutes. Andre is not playing. This is not good, so I'm going to terminate this game and see who else is challenging me, striving for perfection. If you are on Chess24 and you have a premium account, please challenge me. I only have a couple of challenges at the moment. It's a little bit of an unusual time, so this is not very surprising. And yeah, more challenges are absolutely welcome. You can challenge me at 3 and 5 minute time control. I also play increment if you absolutely want to do that. Like 3+2 is also fine. Not a longer one, please, because we want to get more games in. So, have an English opening here, or yeah, that could be also classified as a Reti opening. Yeah, probably it is a Reti, technically speaking. Trying to use the fact that I have not played d4 yet. Oh, yeah, I can take b7 here, right? So, I'm going to do that. The other question in the Twitch chat, is it true that Magnus invented chess? Yeah, probably not. Or not, probably not, for sure not, but he has definitely enriched the game in many ways. Similar actually to any world champion. They all contributed in some way to the development of the game. Okay, so I won a pawn. That's good, and I'm attacking c6, so it's a bit annoying for black. All right, so he suggests to trade queens. I think I will do that. If I move the queen again, I will likely lose more time with it, and I don't want to. So now probably d4, yeah? Taking a stand here in the center. I don't have any messages here in the chat on Chess24. Is nobody around? I know it's early, but still. Yeah, hello to the Twitch chat. Twitch is very busy. We have many viewers. Why, actually? I'm happy to see that, but I'm a little bit surprised. So, yeah, let's see. I tried to convert this pawn that I was so generously given by striving for perfection. Yeah, the thing is, if you are a pawn down, you have to think how to best fight. Maybe black should actually try to open up the position in some way, trying to get some tactics in. But I don't quite see how this should work. Yeah, it's difficult to see. e5 or c5 is tough to play. He's attacking my pawn on b2. I'm going to save it by moving forward. Yeah, b3 looks reasonable. I'm also covering the pawn on c4 once more. Bishop b2. Yeah, maybe he wants to go there, but it's not really a problem. So I wonder if I should take on d5. This is maybe an idea. So let's take this. If he takes with the c pawn, I have knight b5, which is, yeah, this is an attack on the bishop on a3 here and on the pawn. And he also has to watch out for knight d6 check, but this is not a big problem, admittedly. So I wonder what he's doing now. Bishop b2 looks active, but after rook to b1, I'm trapping the bishop, and it's just gone. No way for him to save it. So I think he will go to e7. That looks like the most reasonable move. And then the question is, can I just take a7? Being greedy, I think I can, because I always have the square b5 for my knight to go back. So yeah, this is actually giving me more material. Knight c6 now for forking the rook and the bishop. And here, this at the end, this is called a skewer, I think. Yeah, it's a bit of a not very common term. And then I'm winning an exchange as well. So I'm an exchange up and 2 pawns. One thing that is interesting maybe to mention is that I got this double pawn earlier, and this is not a big issue at all. In fact, it is quite useful to cover the e4 square. So this is not a huge defect in my pawn structure, actually, the way it unfolded. Okay, now I cannot play b4. Yeah, maybe just enter with the rook on the 7th rank. That looks fine. All right, now how do we do that? Rook a7 maybe? And then rook a to c1 here, a1, c1, and the other to c7. Double on the 7th. Yeah, this I can just ignore, or do I take it? I actually do this, that's better. Let's attack the knight. Yeah, it's not like there's just one way to win this, but this looks precise. Tempo on the knight has to move. So, yeah, or this one, which is not very dangerous. Before I do much more, I definitely need to get more coffee into my system. Here we go. Yeah, and I'm going to take f7 next. I know it has time to relax on my mug, but it's not yet time to relax. Still have to win this game. So another pawn. Okay, f4. All right, rook e7. Yeah, I just attack the knight. Well, there are messages on Twitch that I don't understand by Buddy Love. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the show. I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say, I'm sorry. Okay, now rook g7 and then e7 is the idea. Yeah, that's a way to win, so let's do it. You can challenge me on Chess24 if you have a premium account. So this was my idea. Yes. If he takes it, e8, queen is a check. Yeah, it still continues. Yeah, here maybe. Yeah, you can only play me if you have a premium account on Chess24. This is part of the premium package, so to say, the opportunity to play in the Banter Blitz shows, not just against me, but against all the other players who do Banter Blitz shows, and this is by now basically a who is who of the chess world. We have Banter Blitz shows coming up with Magnus, with all of them, Kramnik, Arnand, Dingley Ren, and so on. So if you want to play one of those chess greats, you have to get a premium account for Chess24. It is currently discounted. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to win the rook. It's currently discounted during the Legends of Chess tournament. So if you go into the Chess24 website and you look, you will see that you can get the account with a 40% discount. I think it's the code is Chess Legends or Legends of Chess, one of the two. So make sure you get the correct discount and take use of this opportunity if you want to get the premium account. So I'm playing Chess Phoenix now. We're getting probably the same opening variation, but I think Chess Phoenix is probably not playing Bishop G4. Bishop G4 is not a terrible move, but this setup with E6 and keeping the bishop on C8 is a little bit more popular nowadays, and also considered to be a little bit more reliable. I was winning the rook at the final position. After he takes on E8, I can play a rook on the 8 rank check and win it. Okay. Okay. There is a Chess24 chat going. It was just like, I had to refresh it. Funny. Okay. So thanks for pointing that out. So, okay, we have a main line here in the semi-Slav or semi-Slav. Okay, I'm not sure. H3 is maybe not so precise. I think they play bishop f1. Anyway, so I was taking on d5, and now let's see how it continues. I'm fairly new to these pawn structures, so I'm a little bit I have to work this out for myself a little bit. Yeah, that is true. There's also a 2-year membership discount with the code Simule, because there are Simules also, not just the opportunity to play Blitz and the Banter Blitz sessions. There's also Simules coming, I think, with the Legends. So many opportunities for you to get a membership and get additional bonus perks from that. So my opponent's connection is currently disconnected. I hope he does reconnect. It's an interesting position, and I definitely would like to play this and not just win on time, or win. I think I will win. That's a shame. I mean, I take the rating points, but it's just not really so great. Yeah, this is an interesting position with all the pieces on the board. My idea was to play bishop g2 and put pressure on the d5 pawn, but unfortunately he disconnected. Yeah, that can happen, of course. Okay, now I got, this is a non-premium. Let's play Nicognito. That's a funny name. So let's get started. Nicognito. There's a question, what my favorite aggressive opening is. Here, you can see it maybe live. The Benko Gambit. Oh, you're absolutely right. The Benko is an opening that I do play, and that I have actually written a course about on Chessable. Oh, interesting. It looks like a bit of a slow way to develop. Let's see. There's a very, very true remark here by Nicolas Filion about a stream that I did yesterday when I was asked about, or maybe the day before, I don't know, about good gambits, and he said it was sad that I forgot to mention the Marshall gambit. This is absolutely true. Yeah, of course, I did forget that. I was more thinking, to be perfectly honest, about early move gambits, like on move 3, move 4, those type of gambits. Also the Marshall, I mean, it is technically a gambit, but it is not a gambit that people, yeah, I mean, like professionals, they don't really consider it a gambit in a way, because it's just it's just good. It's just what you do. And now I know that you didn't mean it in a critical way. Now, just like, this is so well respected. It doesn't really have this. Sometimes gambits have a little bit of a romantic flair. Like, okay, this is like old school chess, like in the 19 or 1800s or something. And the Marshall is just like ultra mainstream and of course very good. So I should have mentioned it, but it completely escaped my mind. I also did not pay attention to bishop b5. I wanted to play aggressively here and push e4 quickly, which is a generally not bad idea, but this is a bit awkward. My e5 pawn here is hanging, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, let's do this. He can now take on c6 and take on e5. So here we go for a gambit. Not one that I intended, but it is a gambit. I'm giving up a pawn. But this is not really, this is more like a blunder turning into a gambit. Okay, so he didn't take it. I'm not totally sure why. I think he could have done that. It looks very shaky what I'm doing here. Queen e6, attack this knight. There are all kinds of tactical possibilities here based on my king not being castled. Yeah. Okay, but is that good? I mean, knight h5? Knight h5, right? Attack the queen. This should give me some material advantage. Yeah, the queen doesn't have many squares to go to. There's queen h4, but then I take the knight on e5. Queen h5, check, g6, tempo, and then I win the bishop. So I'm winning material a little bit out of the blue. And now, this is funny, now the queen is trapped. His queen is trapped. Yeah, he kind of lost track in the complications. Thanks for the game, Nicognito. This was, however, not really well played. I think the move e5 is probably not well timed. This is not a good move. I should probably play something more conservative. Maybe queen to b6, attack the pawn. Something like that is probably better. All right, now, next game against AJ. Let's play AJ. Very strong opponent. 2,944 rating. And I have, I think, a little bit of a different set of opponents here because of the slightly unusual starting time. So we have the Rossolimo. I'm going to play something unusual against it, something that I yesterday checked briefly, and it's not the best line ever, but going to try it out. So bishop e7. Okay. He's playing in a bit of a slow manner. I was more afraid of a faster play, let's say in the center, maybe with c3, d4. He will probably still do that. I think c3, d4 now is the most likely way to play it. And like all of a sudden, my position looks like a closed Spanish. This is funny because this is one of my pad openings from the e4, e5 days when I played e4, e5 as black classical style. Interesting. Okay, now he goes c4. Yeah, I don't want to go b4. a3, a5 takes it. But I'm in time, yeah? I'm in time. I can do that. So after a3, a5, ab4, cb4, I'm ready for knight b7 to c5, making some sense of the knight on d8. I have another idea for the knight on d8 actually, but we'll probably get there. Let's see what he's doing. Okay, a5. He will very likely now take on b4. No, he closes it down. Okay, so now we get the second purpose of that knight. It's going to be rerouted to the square f7. And we're getting there. Now, interestingly enough, I could play f5 now. I wonder, I don't see a drawback. Yeah, I think I can do that. That's a bit more aggressive than I usually play this kind of position from the Rui, but I think it's possible. Okay, interesting. He probably wants to go f4. Is he going to do that? f4, yeah, looks sensible. I can push e4. He's ready to play g4 quickly, which is a little bit... Yeah, that's not so good. The move g4 is to... Oops! Wow, okay. Okay. Very aggressive. Very aggressive. And interesting. I mean... I have my doubts that it works, let's say, in correspondence chess, but in Blitz it is interesting. So e4 he probably will take and will win. And he's got this pawn roller coming. Queen d8, knight e4. It's tough to fight this knight on e4. Okay, I probably need this. Very interesting. Maybe it is completely correct. It could be. It's not totally outlandish to think that white has enough compensation here. The pawns here are strong. Very interesting. Queen to d3. Okay, so how do we play this? I could do this. And I will. I mean, I shouldn't waste time with this move. I'm going to play it anyway. So this one, and now what? He wants to play g5, but then I have knight f5. Then he's got knight f6. Oh, hui. No, okay. That was very well played by white. Okay, I have to give this up. I think this is the best practical chance here. Bishop h4 was stupid. That was a stupid way to try to defend it. Okay, so go here. Try to poke at his weaknesses here on b3 a little bit. Okay, he's playing in a dynamic fashion, unsurprisingly. So, wants to take. I don't see how I can put up a fight here, honestly. Maybe this one, f6, knight takes f3. Yeah, the thing is, an endgame is really good for white. Really good for white. Nice, goes f6. Okay, that was very nicely played. Now f6 for f7. I can resign, of course, but I just wonder why doesn't he just play f6? Okay. Any worry about it? I don't know. e4 or something? It's a good move. I mean, I'm just totally busted. Yeah. So I can safely resign. That was very nicely played, really. So f4, e4, and then he just sacrificed there. Interesting. Yeah, I think it works. I think it just works. g4. Or I have to find some kind of improvement now. But he will take on e4 with the knight. Yeah, that's probably just good for white. It's probably good for white. He has f5, f6. That was nicely played. I can defend better if I avoid bishop h4, but yeah. Okay, so that means just to get some final statement there, probably bishop f6 then, but white is better. If he can play this f4, e4 and take, then white is better, and my f5 was not well timed. Okay, now play kfgg. I don't think I played him before, right? Oh, I played him once. Okay, so let's go e4. It's a bit strange that somehow now the chat, I think, refreshes. The engine had it as equal. Maybe the computer finds something, but I doubt it. Like when I initially, my reaction was, yeah, you know, maybe it doesn't work in correspondence or so. But looking at it closer, I think it was probably just very strong. KFGG is not playing. I mean, it looked very strong at least. So let's play prom night next. And he's going e4. The Grand Prix attack. Wow. Yeah, I played it. I usually don't play it like that. So How do we play this? I mean, I usually take on f5. Anyway, let's see what happens. Okay, so he's giving me a pawn, right? Just like that. I wonder, I could have taken also with the pawn. So f6. Yeah, I guess f6. The only thing that I need to accomplish here, or what would be ideal, is to trade off his bishop on b3. If I manage that, I will just be like a clean pawn up. The bishop is annoying on that diagonal. Somehow my chat on Chess24 is not refreshing. It's a little bit strange. Yeah, there is a technical problem there. Somehow I can read and do read all the chats on Twitch and YouTube and so on, also on Facebook. Okay, so I'm taking this. I'm not going to waste much time on that decision. The bishop has to go. Yeah, he can go h5. I'm not really concerned. Now maybe queen h4 actually. Get the queen over to h4. Yeah, I mean white is taking an aggressive stance on the king side, but I'm rather having the attacking chances, if you ask me. Yeah, there are b5 ideas instead of taking here. That's absolutely true. Sometimes this does work. And maybe this is actually a theoretical position. I was playing a little bit too quickly, coming into a line that I don't know. So I'm going to take. I could play check and take the pawn. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. There was a remark in the chat that is true. I had a better way of playing than I did. I mean, this is not looking bad at all, but there was a better way. Okay, now, how do we do this? Probably take. Rook f7. I have a slight annoyance with the rook here. That's a little bit... What does he want to do? The knight to d6 probably. I have much more time, so... Okay, now queen to d4 again. The knight is pinned, so no way forward. Okay, I cannot actually take it, right? That's f6 is at the end attacked. So rook d8 maybe? I can take with the knight. I blundered that. I mean, I was relaxing a little bit because I know that I'm going to win on time. It makes it a little bit easier. Oh, that was a blunder. But okay, I mean, it was clear that he was losing on time. So let's get started with the next game. And thanks for the game, Prom Night. So we have a couple of challenges here. This is a non-premium challenges. I'm going to play KFGG again. He messaged me that he didn't hear the sound. So let's do this. Okay, I'm going to refresh the chat on Chess24. All right, now I'm going to play a line that will probably surprise you. H5. You're going to see a little bit more of that line in the future. And white is already irritated. Okay, so bishop g7. I've gotten the... Oh, now he offers me the exchange. I wonder if I should actually take that. Queen to b6 is also an interesting move. I could take twice on d4, of course. A queen b6 is also interesting. Just attacking the knight once more. I mean, it doesn't have a good square to go. Yeah, so if I play e5, what are you going to do about this knight? Yes, bishop h6 was also interesting. Okay, now, yeah, I think I'm taking it. Now prepare bishop e6 and ultimately d3, and I'm trying to win on b2. Yeah, this is going to work. And mate, yeah, thanks for the game KFGG. Yeah, this is a funny little line, h5, that was invented by Indian Grandmaster Aravind. If you are from India, you probably know him. I might make a completely wrong pronunciation here, Aravind. Hey, it's a very interesting line that I play at the moment. Okay, let's play Elena Nomaluva. That's a complicated variation. I'm reading the Twitch chat, yes. I do read it. Which doesn't mean that I necessarily react to everything, because you it's just a little bit much sometimes, just lots of messages, and then you lose track a little bit. I'm happy that there is that much traffic in the chats, but sometimes a little bit much. Then you're like, okay, what was happening, and so on. Now, okay, b takes, interesting. Let's do this. Yeah, it's early. I'm playing like the warm-up session for the 12. It's 12 in Europe show, which starts in about 2 hours. No, I'm not a grandmaster. I'm an international master, which is the FIDE title below grandmaster. So if you are unfamiliar with the terms, it means that compared to a grandmaster, I'm about 100 rating points lower. While a grandmaster is typically 2,500 and above. Some are not that high, but usually they are. My rating is 2,430. So I like, if you just look at rating and no other things, like about 100 points. So, what do we do now? It looks a little bit better for white, maybe, but he has on d4 a very nice square. The knight on d4. That is black's absolute strong argument in this position. I think main point is that his king is a bit weak. And now I can check if I like. And I have the move f4. f4. I wonder about that, f4. Yeah, come on. Let's not spend more time on this. Bishop e6, I can simply take. Queen takes, knight c7. I get the material back. And he can take on b2. That is an idea, but I have rook e7. So I'm basically now claiming that my development is so strong that I'm better here. And it could be. I mean, rook e7 is a bit of a problem for him. He has spent lots of time with the knight maneuver. So let's do this. Okay, now taking here is definitely possible. And then checking. Let's do that. I don't have that much time, so I want to speed up. I'm giving up the exchange, but I mean, where is he going actually? I don't quite see it. I always have knight e7 coming. King g8, knight e7, king f7, queen f6 check, king e8. It looks absolutely awful. I don't see a mate though. Check. Okay. Check. Knight c6 probably wins, but this also looks pretty strong. Queen f6 check. King e8, knight d5 check is the idea. I wonder if he has any defense. I don't think he has. He doesn't have a check or so to distract me. Yeah, here I can just win the rook. And it's mate, actually. I didn't see that. I just saw that I win the rook, but it's mate. Yeah, the problem here was that with knight e5 and knight takes d3, he lost a lot of time, and he can probably not afford it. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what he should play, though. It's not so easy, because knight e7 check is possible anyway. And the black king position is a little bit shaky, so it's possible that I'm better there. So it's complicated. This is why I'm not super convinced about it. I think it's better for white, but it is tough to play. Yeah, sure, there are grandmasters 2600, 700, and so on. Yeah, Magnus has touched 2900. Yeah, so it's a wide range. So there's a question about the h5 line in the game before. Against bishop g5, you play queen a5. I have actually analyzed this quite a bit. So let's see. This is, I know, it looks like playing for a cheap trick here with knight g5, but not easy for black to play. This one, I wonder, yeah. a3, I can also take first, then knight e4. Let's do this. Oh, that's surprising that he allows this sequence. The reason why I think it's surprising is I could have played h4. It was an interesting move as well. Oh, okay. I'm surprised because he allows me to put the bishop onto b2. And, you know, with g6 played, this diagonal is really looks very dangerous. So let's play f4. He cannot take on c5 now. Yeah, so what now? Bishop b5 maybe even? Yeah. Okay, so going to castle. I need, if I get more pressure on the pawn, maybe d4 was already possible, now that I think of it. Yeah, I could have taken on d6. Oh, that was stupid. Bishop e2 was just a stupid reaction. I could have taken on d6 already the move before with a complete win. I mean, this is also annihilating, but it was much stronger even. The move before. As, yeah, here, I could have just taken on d6. He cannot take my bishop because bishop takes e5. Here wins the queen. I mean, this way, yeah. I mean, you see how a position looks like. It's terrible for black. But there were easier ways. So I'm just giving up that pawn to allow queen c3. I want to play for checkmate on that long diagonal. That is just, that's not something that black can survive. Queen g7 mate and queen h8. So yeah, that's just over. Taking those. I can check again. Okay, it doesn't really net much. This is hanging. It's not a problem really. I don't mind that the E file is open. Now rook e1 is a threat. Threatening queen takes f7. He had no defense there. Yeah, and black. I think he lost on time, right? Yeah. Thanks for the game, Ardaus. Maybe, I don't know. Always have pronunciation problems. So I wanted to check if there's anybody around that I've never played. Zevic, I only played once. Brendo Zen, I can play him. He's in the chat the whole time, as far as I have seen. It's a little bit odd that the chat is not refreshing, so please bear with me that I sometimes take a moment to respond. Yeah, you need a premium account, that's true, to play against me. Premium on Chess24. Okay, so we got... I also read the YouTube chats, as you see, by replying to your message. Again, sometimes it takes a moment because I'm looking at 4 chats at the same time. And you sometimes, at least I sometimes get confused. So, what am I going to do here? This one? Couple of interesting ones. Yeah, I think it's 4. Yeah, Twitch, YouTube, Chess24, and Facebook. Yeah. He just developed this bishop. Okay. Okay. Okay, 8. I would like to move the queen, maybe to f6. I actually could have done that. Well, maybe next time. Oh, I can take f3 here, right? I will do that. So queen h4 maybe. Couple of good options here. I can also take on f2, I think. Queen h4 is simple and good. Yeah, somebody mentions the fight like Magnus, which is here in the screen. This is an opening. This is an opening course on Chessable that I wrote. It's a complete repertoire against 1e4 based on the Sicilian, played in Magnus's style with the Sveshnikov and all the other lines. It was released last year and was endorsed by the world champion. We could use his picture and so on. His second, Peter Heine Nielsen, checked the course and liked it. So if you want a high quality Sicilian repertoire, this is for you. It's on Chessable. Now, how do we mate him here? So I can check first. Check first, think later. The bishop on b6 is helping. And he just resigns. Yeah, this is not unwarranted, but still a bit early. Yeah, so one way to win is, I think, to do it like that. One possible way, and then, yeah, for rook h5. So, there was a question about the Owen defense against 1e4. Yeah, thanks for the game, Brendo Zen, by the way. This, I should not forget that. So, playing black against Yup. So the Owen, I don't think e4 b6 is that great. I think that we can get another one of the h5 Sicilians in and see what Jupp is trying against it. The Owen is not so great against 1e4. 1b6 I think is quite reasonable against c4, by the way. This is something that is really quite good. And against knight f3 I'm also kind of okay with it, but I don't think it's against e4 it is that great. So yeah, how does Jupp defend f2 now is my question. That is looking tricky. This is already tricky business in the Sveshnikov, but with h4 and h5 inserted, it's difficult. So I can check on f2 and push the king to d2. That's funny. Yeah, just the question if this is best. But anyway, let's do this first and then see. Queen e3 would be checkmate, but there's still the bishop on g5. Knight h7, but he has knight d5. White cannot take on f6 because of the mate. This is important. Okay, so this one. There's a question where I'm from. I'm from Germany. So the check or the capture, let's check. You can take knight, you can play knight d5. Maybe I didn't play this well, actually. No, I didn't play this well. I cannot take here. And if I take on e4, he will take f6 and play knight to d5, which is very odd, but probably correct. Okay, that's very strange. Like I'm winning by move 8 and then I spoil it. It surely must be winning with the king on f2. Hard to believe it's not. Anyway, we still have to play this game and it's not clear, you know, it's not a clear position. So f4, there is g3, I guess. Let's do this. Ah, I should have taken and play f5. Okay. Here's f5. Let's get going. This is good now. Very good, actually. The problem is the time. The position is now winning for black because white can barely move his pieces. But I have 27 seconds. This is a big issue. Yeah, it's completely over. I might manage that. I mean, 20 seconds is not that little time. Have to be very fast. Fast and furious. Oh, shoot. Ah, I screwed this up. What a... this is awful. Yeah, I got really nervous with this friggin' time. Yeah, let's make a draw then. Ah, that is not good. Not good at all. Ah, okay. All right, so thanks for the game, Yup. So, who else is channel? Is there somebody who's new? Pipu Piopu. I played him before. It's funny. Yeah, here we go. Another Sicilian. Okay, no d4 this time. Yeah, maybe I could have taken on f2. That's true. There were certainly some other options in the game before. Okay. So this is a closed Sicilian or closed closed position, if you want it like that. So d5. Let's open it up. Now white has to find some kind of active idea. It's not so easy. I have an idea. f5, f4. Yeah, time to relax, exactly. Okay, let's put this pin on the board. Maybe queen f5, but then knight d6, not a good thing. So maybe this, that's useful anyway. I could have traded with bishop h3, but I want to... That's an interesting question. What is the best white plan against this Botvinnik structure in the King's Indian attack? There's nothing particularly great, honestly. It's just a pretty good way of playing for black, but I would probably play with a3 and b4, trying to do that. Okay, this one. Attacking d3. If he plays rook d1, I play queen f5, and that should win some material. So queen f5. He's got queen e2 actually. I completely overlooked that. I mean, it's not brilliant or anything, but he has it. He has this move. It feels like bishop d2 now, right? To cover c3. What? That I will take. Yeah. And it costs the house, right? The queen has to go to f1, and then I simply capture the knight on f3. Thanks for the game, Piopu. Pippo. Yora Dunivo. Let's play. Slowly working my way up in the rating. I will get to 3000 at some point on that side. But even if it takes me years. So I mentioned b6 is not so bad against knight f3. Let's do it. And I'm showing you, okay, g3 is not the most critical move. e4 is the most critical move. And this is kind of playable for black. Not brilliant, but it's a playable variation for sure. e4 b6 is pretty risky. White gets a full center quite easily, and you don't have that much counterplay. Which doesn't mean it's totally terrible. I mean, you will find many games by, for example, Hikaru Nakamura, who played 1b6 against e4 in Blitz chess. In Blitz, you can certainly play that line, but I'm fairly certain Nakamura would not play e4 b6 in an important classical time control game. Knight f3 b6 is a little bit different. That was even played by Magnus Carlsen once in a classical time control game against Pavel Ayanov, who's a very strong Ukrainian grandmaster who was rated 2,750 at some point. So Magnus is definitely believing that that is a viable line. Knight f3 b6. Yeah, this is, I think, roughly equal, this position. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit better because of my space. The two pawns here are quite nice. Okay, queen d7. Eh? Yeah, that is true. And Magnus plays like that to throw off people. That is definitely right. That's part of it. Playing a slightly unconventional opening can help in a way, yeah, to irritate people, maybe get a little bit of clock time advantage, things like that. But he would not play something that he believes is completely bad. That's just not happening. Okay, space. Give me space. I think here a problem for white is that, let me think about this for a moment. Check. Yeah, f3 I have rook e3, which is pretty strong. And here I have rook e2 lined up. Ah, that is true. I wanted to play rook e2, but that is not really good, right? He's got rook a2 then. Okay. Okay. Wait, rook e2, rook a2, I have rook takes f2, okay. And rook e2, king f1 doesn't threaten much because queen e2, queen runs is mate. So it's still a self pin, yeah, makes it a bit tricky. That is something that has to be considered carefully, because you look like a complete idiot if you play rook e2 and then somehow you pin yourself and win and lose, I mean. So if he takes, I have mate on h1. Rook a2 take. Sielecki, I try to balance this out a little bit. I play new players, but I cannot keep track. Like, okay, this person has played once, this has played 3 times, so let's do the one. This is impossible. I played Chess Phoenix a little bit more the recent sessions because he was by far the highest rated opponent. And I wanted to have a little bit of a mix in there. Like when Chelling Ford is on, for example, and challenges me with his 2,900 or 3,000 rating, I usually play him because I want a mix also of playing levels. And therefore, I will take some of the higher rated people a little bit more frequently. Just that it is a little bit balanced out. So he overlooked this move here. Winning the queen now. Yeah, that was interesting tactically, right? If we check this out, king f1, he's not threatening to take this because I played f5, yeah. He's not threatening to take this because this is mate. And he has a problem with the moves. Like this, I can also take, win the queen. And I don't know what his move is, you know? It's a little bit of a Zugzwang, maybe. What is he supposed to play? My idea was to play g5, g4, and like push the pawns and then see if I can win that way. Maybe bishop e5 is even more direct, trying to take on g3. Yeah, interesting at least. Thanks for the game, Yora Dunivo. Yeah, complicated. Rigby is not a premium. Anybody completely new? Sielecki. I played him once. Yeah, we can play. I mean, I don't mind playing you. It's just like I try to mix this a little bit. And as I said, if there is somebody really high rated, I like to have a little bit of a mixed opposition there. I want to give the lower rated players a chance to play, but it is also more interesting, I think, for the viewers to have a mix. Okay, I go e5 for the Botvinnik pawn structure, as I usually do in the slower Sicilian lines. I have really made too much coffee. It happens. If you feel extremely tired, you make such a huge can of coffee. I get, oh my god. It's probably a bit too much. Just waiting for a moment there. If he takes with the pawn, I might want to play f5 immediately. Yeah. I'm not extremely tired. It's just like yesterday was a bit of a long day. I was first working a little bit, writing and analyzing stuff, and then I watched the titled Arena on Lichess that Magnus won, the bullet tournament. Always good stuff. And after that, I again started to work, and that was a little bit too late. Yeah, now that I have this early show, but it's okay. So I'm not really happy with how I played this, to be honest. That weakness on e6 is extremely annoying, really annoying. H4 is very aggressive. I'm not sure that this is so good, honestly, for white. My knight on e7 was pretty awful, you know, and now it's up to for knight g4. And if he would have had still the h pawn, there were ideas like h3 simply. Okay, I'll go here. Yeah, he can check me bishop h6. Bishop f3, king g7. Not very happy with this. Not really happy. Oh, strong move. Wow. Bishop c3 check. Wow. That is a problem. Preparing rook h7 here. I want to do this at some point, but I don't even know if I get there. Bishop takes h6. He has this check on h8. Check, check, check. Wow. Bishop g7. I'm immediately mated. Check. Okay. It's not exactly what I wanted, but I don't know what else to do. Had to give up the exchange, I think. Played only once, right? Yeah. A black repertoire, keep it simple. Yeah, that was is certainly something that I could do. I had some ideas regarding that, but it was kind of check this. It was kind of falling apart, this idea, because the repertoire ideas that I had for black for that keep it simple, they were already planned in other chessable repertoires. I wanted to do a Slav Caro-Kann repertoire for black. But there are courses, there's a huge course now on Chessable on the Caro by Erwin Lamy, and there's a semi-Slav repertoire by Sam Shankland, and also there's a Slav repertoire coming by Alex Kolovich, Grandmaster. So it didn't quite work out with the ideas that I had, and then I suggested to do the lifetime c4 knight f3 repertoire, which I'm working on. Okay, boah, what a bad position. If I take on e1, am I mated? Maybe. Yeah, but whatever. Queen h7, king f6. Yeah, he's got queen h4. Then he's got queen h8. Yeah, I mean, white played well, but this was not quick enough. So I have to just play quicker. It's what it is. This was a bit strange. I got really into trouble here with bishop d2 coming. That was a very strong move. Bishop d2 coming to c3. Wow. Yeah, nicely played, Zivic. Thanks for the game. So, is there anybody new here? Nafis Edits, complicated name. Now he has withdrawn his challenge. Maxi Boxy. Now he is again. Okay, so let's take one of the challenges and see what happens. It's actually probably one of the final games for this session. Nafis Edis, complicated name. D5, interesting. Wait, let me think about this for a moment. E5, knight e4, is there? Sometimes there are tactics based on queen a4 that I want to check. I don't think there was anything. Immediately, at least. Took me a bit of time. Now, if I take on d5, he will take with the bishop. He has to take with the bishop. Playing way too slow here. Queen takes as bishop e4. No, I didn't play this well at all. Too weak, too slow. My position is okay. I mean, I'm not in trouble, but I invested lots of time, and the return, let's say, of this time investment is relatively mediocre. But well, this is an interesting thing, right? Bishop takes f6 is a threat now, and then queen h7. Maybe he did not pay enough attention to that idea. How does he address that? I don't see it actually. This is not a move that you are happy to play. Okay, so knight g4 is the move that you want to check now. Knight g4. He's got knight e4 stuff then. Yeah, okay. I have to be quicker. Knight g4 is still a threat. Yeah, it's difficult for him to do something about this. I can also play h4 next. Wow, doesn't react to it at all. Isn't that strong? Or is knight e4 great? Or bishop e4? What's the thing? Don't get it. Okay. I can take here. That was my idea. Now, interesting. I can also take here, right? If I take here, bishop takes, knight d6. Yeah, it wins some material. b1 is covered now. All right, thanks for the game. Nafis 8079. So, let me check. Oh, it's really late. Now, I don't get a new game in. We're basically seconds away from the 90-minute show. So, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We got a couple of new viewers today, I guess, because of the other or the different starting time. I think I have a show tomorrow. No, I have a show tomorrow. English language, I believe, but a different time. Let me check. Yeah, tomorrow at 1:30 Central European Time, and then a German language show the day after. So lots of shows coming up, and also, yeah, interesting content on Chess24 in other regards, not just Banter Blitz. There is, again, Magnus playing in 1 hour, and I think the pre-show is starting a little bit before that, so look forward to that. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.